Want to say good afternoon, second grade. Good afternoon, Jonah. Good afternoon, Marcus. Good afternoon, Logan. Good afternoon, Kelsey. Good afternoon, Samaj. And good afternoon, Logan. Hope that we had a great weekend and happy Monday. So, for today, for history, we're going to basically be picking up on page 156, reading about the Americans of Carriage. I'm just going to go read with you and go over a few points that you should know. Of course, you'll be reading on your own as well. So, let's start off on page 156. There are many American men and women who have faced adversity with courage. The acts of courage have saved lives and inspired others to live courageously too. Now, here's read about courage on the battlefield. On January 1st, 1915, Sergeant Alvin York's life changed during a church revival meeting, excuse me, when he realized that he needed Jesus to save him from his sin. Instead of living for himself, he now wanted to live for God. When the United States entered World War I, Alvin York wasn't sure what to do. War is always sad and terrible, and he didn't want to be part of it. Many of his relatives had been killed in the Civil War. Let's take a look back at the Civil War. That was a war between the northern states and the southern states. That was a war basically in America. Basically because the South wanted to be on their own, and they wanted to be basically separate from the government. And also, the North, they wanted to get rid of slavery. That's when the Civil War happened. Now, moving on. Now, after much prayer, Sergeant York felt that God wanted him to go to war. He knew he would be fighting to protect life. In battle, Sergeant York did just that. Because of his courage, he was given the Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor is a medal awarded for bravery or valor beyond the call of duty. Now, let's read about York's personal life. Here's some extra facts you may not know. Now, York's home state of Tennessee, he is still remembered and celebrated as a hero. Now, Sergeant York's expert marksmanship helped him to defend and protect his unit. He was also able to capture 132 enemy soldiers. Now, the Medal of Honor is the highest military honor given by the President of the United States. There are many soldiers who have been decorated with this medal. Let's continue reading on page 157. Now, Sergeant Sylvester S. Herrera was living in America when America entered World War II. So notice if he's reading, America has entered multiple wars, from the Civil War to World War I, World War II, Revolutionary War. Let's keep reading though. Now, he was still studying to be an American citizen when he became an American soldier. Sergeant Herrera was very courageous in battle. Even after being wounded, he kept on fighting to protect the men in his unit. After returning to America, he was awarded the Medal of Honor and the Purple Heart. The Purple Heart is a medal awarded to soldiers who have sacrificed in battle, either with their lives or with a serious injury. Sergeant Herrera didn't think of himself as a hero. He felt that he was just doing the job any American soldier would have done. Now, what made him proud was his official American citizenship. Though his injuries remained with him for the rest of his life, Sergeant Herrera never regretted serving his country. Throughout his life, Sergeant Sylvester Herrera continued to take every opportunity to help and serve his country. And some other facts about Herrera. Now, in Sergeant Herrera's home state of Arizona, many people still remember him as a hero as well. While he was still living, Sergeant Herrera often spoke to students. When he did, he emphasized the many opportunities that are offered to every American who works hard. Now, the Purple Heart is presented by the President of the United States as well. This medal is given to honest soldiers who made a sacrifice for their country, with either their lives or a serious injury. And as we flip the page over to 158, let's read about the 101st Airborne. That's a division of the Army that began during the World War II. The first mission was to parachute into France to free it from the enemy. Their job was to clear the way for the infantry that would follow. In fact, the Navy, the Coast Guard, and the Army Air Forces were also part of this mission to liberate France. English, French, and Canadian soldiers fought alongside American soldiers in this operation. The 101st continued with other missions until the war was over. Although different men and women have served with the 101st since then, It had always been a unit of brave soldiers. The 101st and military divisions like it continued to fight for freedom. And some additional facts about that. Now, this operation during the 101st Airborne was called D-Day. It was important because it began the liberation of Western Europe during World War II. So notice there's a transition going on now. When we started war in America, now it's a transition with war. Of course, America being involved with other countries. Many courageous soldiers also stormed the beaches of Normandy, France during this operation. The 101st continued to fight for the liberation of Europe until VE Day, that's the Victory in Europe Day, May 8th, 1945. And lastly, we're going to stop here and read this last page, 159. As World War II continued, the Marines needed a safe way to send secret radio messages. The Navajo Indian language was spoken, not written language. That meant that in the whole world, only Navajo knew this language. That's very interesting. Now, a unit of Navajo Native American men called the Navajo Code Talkers served with the Marines. They used that language as a code to send messages. That code was never cracked during the entire war and helped America to have victory in many battles. Eventually, because of the courage of the many brave soldiers, America and the countries fighting with America would win World War II. It wasn't until much later that the secret of the Navajo Code Talkers was made public, but we can be very thankful for the special help they gave to our country.